Okay, I just want to do the final checks before I begin to make sure that everything is working well. Make sure the cameras are working. As promised, I said that before. Okay, as promised, I said that before the mass test comes, before the mass exam comes up, I'm going to do a review of the mass test. Before the mass exam comes up, I'm going to do a review of the mass test. That's test 1 and test 2, to make sure that people will not feel like the same mistake you made in your test, you will not make that same mistake in your exam. Let me make sure my camera is working. I don't know why the screen is not going down. Okay. My face isn't showing. I'll leave it here for now so my face will show, then eventually I'll take it down. But to make sure that the mistakes you made in your, or if you made a mistake, I'm not saying you made a mistake, you will not make a mistake, but in case you made a mistake in your test, you will not make that same mistake in your exam, because the exam is one that carries the most weight. You can get 0 out of 30 in your test and get 70 out of 70 in your exam and still get an E. So the exam carries much weight. That does not mean you should take your test for granted, but since you know how your test was, you will try your best not to make. Let me confirm with my out. Okay, the audio is working well. Okay, so you will not make that same mistake in your exam. So I have the questions here, test 1 and this test 2. I'm going to start from test 1 because I have a class starting by 2 o'clock. So I wouldn't want this live stream to mess up my attendance, or mess up my class style because of its GET, and I'm not good in GET, so I must attend the class no matter what. So I have to just try my best to finish up test 1. Then maybe possibly tomorrow, master will not be available tomorrow, so I may look for ME teacher that will give me this thing. That will give me electric board that will use to review the test 2. But if I still don't get anybody that will help me with to help me review test 2, then either I will wait till Monday till I can get to math department after my exams, or I will find a way on Saturday that will just do the live stream and I'll speak the solution, and I will not need to solve it on board or do anything. But I'll try my best as much as possible to finish the 2 of them. Right now, I want to admonish you that please, I know there's no viewers now, but in case you are viewing this, please share the link to your other 100 level friends who also want to learn from this, because we wouldn't want a situation where you would carry over this mass 111 course. It's the elementary of mass. You wouldn't want to start carrying over mass and starting it up for the next semester. So it's better you handle everything now once and for all. So let's begin from the first question. Let's begin with God. Thank you, Lord, for today. Thank you, Lord, for your grace. Thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for us. I give you all the glory, I give you all the praise. Father, Lord, as I begin this review, not really a lecture, this review, as I begin this review, I pray, Lord, that you grant me understanding, grant me the grace, that all that I know, I shall bring it out and impact it, and those that I don't know, you shall enlighten me, and I shall also impact it in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you, Lord, for answers to prayer. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray. Father, Lord, okay, let's begin from okay, before I begin, let me just give a little bit thank you. Thank you to Mr. Abuala, Mr. Dr. Abuala, for the opportunity to use the board and this space. Thank you to all the math department people who didn't stop me yesterday. Give God all the glory. I don't know, shout out to the school, Corner University. Basically, shout out to my parents, shout out to Auntie Uju, shout out to Auntie Chidima for the tablets. Just thank you for everything. So let's begin the maths review. Starting from the first, okay, I'll leave it here so my face will show before I begin to use the board. Since this first question 1. Okay, before I begin, bring out your test question. I don't know if any of you moved out with it, but those that moved out with it, you can bring out your test question so we can flow together. So question 1, it says, okay, you have 20 minutes. Okay, question 1, it says, which of the following statements is true? Statement A says a monomial, that is a monomial, that defines it, that is a number or the sum of a number and one or more variable. B, polynomial, a product of monomials. C, binomial, a monomial with exactly 2 terms. D, trinomial, a binomial with exactly 3 terms. And E, none of the above. Let's break everything down. A monomial. Now, what do you understand by a monomial? A monomial is simply just one term. Polynomial is multiple terms. Binomial is 2 terms, and trinomial is 3 terms. So let's start from the beginning. They say a monomial, that is a number or the sum of numbers and one or more variables. That is not going to be correct because wait. Yes, that's not going to be correct because a monomial is supposed to have only just one term. It can be 5x squared. It can be 5x squared. I don't know if you can. Let me make sure that you can see the board. Yes, I'm connected to the live stream on the tablet to make sure that I'm able to see what can be seen and what cannot be seen. Okay, what I've written on the board can be seen 5x squared. I can see it. Okay, a monomial, this is a monomial. 5x squared is a monomial, even though it has a constant that is 5, or rather a coefficient in this case. It has a coefficient that is 5, and it has an x term to the power of 2. Even, let's say, xy squared. Now, xy squared have two variables, x and y. It's still going to be a monomial because it's just one term. A polynomial now, on the other hand, is a sum of two monomials, or rather, a binomial is a sum of two monomials, a trinomial is a sum of two monomials, and a polynomial is a sum of greater than 3. I think I think polynomial, right, is the sum of more than 1. So I think binomial too is a polynomial, but let's just stick with more than 3 is a polynomial. So one term is a monomial, that is one, that is monomial, one term. Binomial is 2 terms, trinomial is 3 terms, and polynomial is more than 3 terms. More than one, so more than 3 terms. Okay, a monomial, a number or the sum of a number and one or more variables. That sum means that you have a number, let's say 5 plus x squared. This is no longer a monomial because these are 2 terms. You have a constant which is 5, and you have the variable which is x squared. Okay, option B now says a product of a monomial and a binomial. So a product of monomials. So option B now says that a polynomial which is supposed to be in the form of a plus b, is now the product of monomials. So let's say x squared is a monomial and y to the power of 3 is also a monomial. So what option B is trying to tell that a polynomial is a product of 2 of these. That means x squared y cubed is a polynomial, which is wrong because x squared y cubed is still one single term. So a polynomial is not the product of monomials. Sum of monomials, then that would have been correct. Option C now says a binomial is a monomial with exactly 2 terms. I'm going to leave option C for now because that's correct, but let's go with option D. Option D says a binomial with exactly 3 terms. No, a trinomial is not a binomial with 3 terms. A trinomial is a polynomial with 3 terms or the sum of 3 monomials. So that's also not going to be correct. Option E is not so correct because of that one of their book. There's an option there which is C. And binomial is actually the sum, that's a monomial with exactly 2 terms. That is the sum of 2 monomials. Okay, question 2 now says we should write down a polynomial that is minus 2x squared minus x plus 5 in standard form. Okay, the standard form that they say that is if you have, okay, so we should write the standard form and find the polynomial by degree and type. To write it in standard form, as I said, you should not have a negative, that is the highest degree, you should not have a negative number. So if you have the highest degree with a negative number, you multiply all through by minus 1. I think I'm not going to pass, there's no comment that says I'm going to, in fact, there's no good viewer, but okay, one person, okay, let's watching. Okay. You have minus 2x squared minus x plus 5. We should write it in standard form and find the polynomial by degree and type. This is very, very close to standard form, but because of this minus 2, it's supposed to be 2, that is, you should not have a negative sign. So you have to multiply all through by minus 1. So you have minus 1 times 2x squared minus x plus 5. Minus 1 times all this, that is x squared plus x. So we should identify the polynomial by degree and type power. And the term with the x power here is x squared. 5 has the power of 0, that is x power of 0, minus 5x to the power of 0. So the power of x here is 0. Then for the second term here, the power of x here is 1, and for the first term here, the power of x squared. So the power of x here is 2, not x. The power of x here is 2. So the degree here will be 2, that is second degree. And if you notice, option A, B, and D has second degree in it. So even if you are not told, you should already come to your head that second degree should be in the option. And if I've noticed A, B, C, and D, that's all the options there, I've already written down the equation correctly. 2x squared plus x minus 5. So there's no reason for you to have okay, there's still reason for you to have none of the above if the polynomial by type is not there. Hello, Jameson. If the polynomial by type is not there. Now, how do you this thing by type? How do you define the polynomial by type? You have to count the amount of monomials that are there. The first monomial that is here is 2x squared. So that is 1. The second monomial that is here is x. that is 2. The third monomial that is here is minus 5x, that is 3. So this should be a trinomial. And if you check option A, you have 2x squared plus x minus 5. Let me remove this x power of 0. Don't confuse anybody. But you have 2x squared plus x minus 5. Correct? Then the second one is second degree. Okay, let me write it down on the board. Second degree. And the second degree, don't forget, because the highest power of x here is 2. Okay, the camera, guys, I'm watching the video here and the thing is not as clear as I believe it should be. So I'm just get that it's the internet and the thing will be clear at your own end. Having a faster internet. I pray so. I pray the camera is not blurred today. Okay, let's just go on. We have second degree. Now the third one now is going to be a trinomial, and a trinomial because there are 3 terms here: 2x squared, x, and minus 5. That's trinomial, and that is option A. Let's move on. Number 3 now says we classify x plus a half by degree and number of terms. I would allow you to do this by yourself. If there was viewer, I will ask you to comment it, but let's just do it. Okay, we have x plus 1 over 2. Or let me just give you time, maybe like a minute, or not a minute, but some time. Try it by yourself. You can pause it. The same knowledge that you have for question 2 on how to identify it by degree, that is the highest power, and how to identify it by type, that is the number of terms. So just try it by yourself. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's try. You have x plus half. We should classify by degree and number of terms. Now, the option A here says degree of 0. Now, that should not confuse you at all. There is a degree of 0 here, that is half here can be written as x power of 0. But this is not the highest power. There's a degree of 1 here, which is x to the power of 1. X can be written as x power of 1, but we omit the 1 because it's not relevant. The same way you have minus x squared. This sentence, you can be written as minus 1 times x squared, but we omit the minus 1 because it's not relevant. Okay. It's not relevant, it's not significant. I think that's very English. It's not significant. It's still going to be the same thing. Okay. So now by degree, the degree here, the highest degree here is 1 because you have x plus half. X plus half, you can be as x to the power of 1 plus half x to the power of 0. The second term here has x power of 0, so the degree there is 0. The first term now has x power of 1, so the degree there is 1. So the degree of the whole polynomial will be the greatest one, which is 1. So we have a degree of 1, degree 1. The second thing they say we should find is we should classify it by number of terms. By number of terms, now you look at it. How many terms can you see here? Let me clean this up the same way to put it. You have x plus half. How many terms now can you see here? Please don't think x plus half is 1 term. You see this plus here. If you say a multiplication, let's say it is half x, there is going to be 1 term. Half x is going to be 1 term. Even though you are seeing half here, which is a coefficient, and you are seeing x there, which is another variable. Don't think that there are 2 different things. Since it's multiplication, half x is going to be 1 term. But in this case, you're seeing x plus half, not x times half, x plus half. So x is going to be 1 term, and plus half is going to be another term. It's like multiplication. When you're multiplying, it's like bringing 2 families together to live under 1 roof. But when you're adding, it's like building 2 houses. Now you're having 2 houses, but then multiplying, you're bringing those 2 families inside 1 house. So if you're multiplying x times half, you are turning it into 1. This one term. This 1 term. That's half x. You're turning x times half into 1 term, which is half x. But since you're adding, you are just bringing 2 houses close to each other. That is x plus half, just x plus in half. That's going to be 2 terms. X, 1 term, and half another term. So the correct answer here will be option D, which is degree of no. The correct answer is going to be option C, which is degree of 1, linear, and a binomial because you have 2 terms. Okay, linear. I'm not explaining linear actually. I don't see the part that will explain linear. But linear basically is if you plot this in a graph, what curve will give you? If you have x power of 2 there, then it's going to give you a parabola. Parabola or hyperbola. No, it's going to be parabola. That's correct, man. It's going to be a parabola. If it's x power of 2, it's going to give you, I don't know what to call the graph, but you know that one look like N, that look like N or Z. This one that the thing like it will go up, it come down and go up again. If you have x power of 4, it will go up, come down, go up, then come down again. Like there will be 3. No? And with that x power of 3, there are going to be 2 turning points. If you have x power of 2, there are going to be 1 turning point. But if you have x power of 1, there will be no turning point. It's going to be a straight line. That is going to be linear, 1 straight line ahead. If it's exponential, you already know that it will go start small, gradually increase, then rocket to the sky. Okay. I've not been water today, so but thank God. It's blurry back. It's also blurry on the other side. Yes, we're watching from 2 different sides. It's blurry on 2 sides. Okay, good morning. Oh, thank you, Jameson, for your engagement. Okay, please help me share the link to group. Thank you. Okay, should I introduce you? Okay, I can. Okay, Jameson, please stand up and see your face. One of my close guys.
Hi guys,
It's
it's Jameson. Hi.
this thing, the man that shared in the this thing, Telegram.
Yes.
Please help me share it to Telegram. Okay, for number question 4. Okay, they say we should solve the quadratic equation, or let me not give people time to rest because oh god, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm not still going to pick up my phone again. Okay, but let me check if the audio is working. The audio is still working. Okay, for question 4 now, we say we should solve the quadratic equation x squared plus b minus a x minus ab equals 0. Select the correct solution set. Okay, we have x squared plus b minus a x minus ab is equal to 0. Now, I honestly should have done a better job in preparation. I should have solved all this before coming inside here because I still can't remember what I used to solve this. But who says you need to know what you need to solve this? Let's solve this using what do you call this thing? We go through that method. No. I think it would be best to use the Almighty formula. Like I wanted to use completely square method. I wanted to use completely square method, but I don't think I have strength for that. We'll just use Almighty formula. The Almighty formula now is x is equal to solve the correct solution set. Okay. No. First of all, right, before I go embark on the solution, I want to tell you some things that I feel people should know. That is, it's not everything you. I don't discourage you to solve, but it's not everything you solve for. There are some things you solve for. Solve for. You don't get the chemistry. It's not everything you solve for. Okay, it's not everything you solve for. There are some things that you should just reason and you get the correct answer. Now let's look at these options. Minus b and 1. If minus b and 1 are the solution set, then by the time you multiply minus b and 1, that should give you this coefficient, this constant, not coefficient, constant. This constant term that does not have power of anything, that have s power of 0. That means by the time you multiply b minus b and minus 1, it should give you minus ab. And that is not correct. Minus b times minus 1 is going to give you b plus b. And this is minus ab. So if you now look at option b, now says minus 1 and a. If you multiply minus 1 and a, you get minus a. The option here is minus ab. Go to option C, you have that is totally wrong. There's no A or B in option C. You have minus 2 and minus 1. If you multiply them together, you get 2. The equation here is minus AB. But if you look at option D, you will see minus A and B. If you multiply them together, you get minus AB. So if this option does not have none of the above, the first thing my brain would have told me is option D is correct. But because there's none of the above, my brain will not be telling me, what if the correct answer is B and minus A? Do you understand me? What the correct option is B and minus A. That's why this our masters are not joking with you. None of the above, all the options, every single option, every single one, there's none of the above. For those people that want to use sense and all this brain, but even if you are not going to solve this question, option D would have been your best option. But let's solve it. Let's solve it. Using the Almighty formula, because there's no stress, there's no time to check time. You have x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square. Now, please don't confuse the b here with the b here. The b here is going to be the correction of x, that is b minus a. Or let me change variables. Minus, let's use x, y, z, it's really x. FGH. Let us use the one that you're used to. Minus b. But please don't think that this b is the b here. The b is going to be the whole b minus a. That is the correction of x. We have minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So now, if you are putting these values, the coefficient of x squared, that is coefficient of x squared, is going to equal to a, which is equal to 1. That is coefficient of x squared here is 1. The coefficient of x is equal to b, which is equal to b minus a. As I said, don't confuse this b. In fact, let's change this capital to avoid confusion. That is minus capital B plus minus capital B squared minus 4 capital A times capital C divided by 2 capital A. So the coefficient of x squared is going to equal to capital A, which is equal to 1. the coefficient of x is not equal to capital B, which is equal to small letter b minus small letter a, and the constant then is equal to capital C and C is equal to minus a, b. Perfect. Now let's put this into our almighty formula, and we'll have minus b here is b minus a, so that is b minus minus times b minus a plus minus the square root of b squared, that is b minus a all squared, minus 4. A is 1, so we omit that, because 1 times anything is going to be that thing. So a is 1 and c is minus ab. Minus 4 times minus ab. I don't know if you are clearly. Let me clean the board a little. I write the same thing I wrote last time. Capital A is equal to coefficient of x squared. Let me start from x squared. Coefficient of x squared equals capital A, which is equal to 1. Coefficient of x is equal to capital B, which is equal to small letter b minus a. Coefficient of constant, or the constant, sorry, is equal to c, which is equal to minus ab. And from all my formula, we have x is equal to minus b, which is minus times b minus a, plus minus the square root of b minus a all squared, minus 4 times 1 times c is equal to minus ab, all divided by 2. The reason why I put 2 here is because 2 times 1 is still 2. Capital A is equal to 1, so 2 times 1 is still 2. So now if you have to solve this, you get is equal to minus times plus b is equal to minus b, minus times minus b minus times minus a is equal to plus a, plus minus the square root of b minus a all squared. You should know this in elementary math. Let me just b minus a all squared. Okay, it's S1, I think. You know this if you pass S1, that b minus a all squared is equal to b squared minus 2ab plus a squared minus 4 times 1 is equal to minus 4. Minus 4 times minus a is equal to plus 4ab. If you notice something, this is going to turn to something beautiful, but let us go on. All divided by 2. This is equal to minus, can the camera see? Come in, please, let me confirm if the camera can go this down. Okay, I don't think you can. Okay, I think it's going to be better now. I think you can see what's down here. In case I'm not sure if the time will show you before, but in case it was not showing before, please, what I wrote here is minus b plus a plus minus square root of b squared. Okay, let me start from here. You have minus times b here is b minus a, so minus times b minus a plus minus square root of b here is b squared here is b minus a all squared minus 4 times 1 times minus ab, all divided by 2. The reason why I put 2 there instead of 2a because a is equal to 1. So 2 times a is still going to be 2. Where's my handkerchief? So 2 times a is still going to be 2. So there's no point writing it there again. There's no point writing it again. Then I simplified it further again. I said minus b plus a plus minus square root of b minus a all squared is now going to become b squared minus 2ab plus a squared. And minus 4 times 1 is going to be minus 4. Minus 4 times minus ab is going to be equal to plus 4ab. So you have plus 4ab, all divided by 2. Don't forget you're all divided by 2. Then you now go further, you now have minus b plus a plus minus the square root of b squared plus a squared minus 2ab plus 4ab. They'll cancel out, leaving you with plus 2ab, all divided by 2. Now, someone that will look at this down part will be like, there's nothing special about b squared plus a squared plus 2ab. How do they want us to find the square root of this number? But if we rearrange this now, this b squared plus a squared plus 2ab, as you have minus b plus a plus minus, if we arrange it as a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, you realize that a squared plus 2ab plus b squared is the same thing as a plus b all squared, all divided by 2. Don't forget you. And what all divided by 2? The same matter is giving up the ghost. It's in our balance today. Okay, it's gone. Maka is giving up. You have minus b plus a plus minus the square root of a square plus 2ab plus b square. A square plus 2ab plus b square is same thing as b square plus a square plus 2ab. So please, it's addition. Addition is commutative. I think no, mutative. I don't know, but addition a plus b same thing as b plus a. So we have a square plus 2ab plus b square. And as I said before, a square plus 2ab plus b square is the same thing as a plus b square. I'm going to leave it as a task for you to test it by yourself. Try to expand a plus b squared and you will see that you will get the same as a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I know some people say, okay, if they want us to already have background knowledge of it, yes, they do want us to have background knowledge of it. You tell them that you have been solving math for over 3 years since SS1 and you don't know that you don't know what a squared plus b squared plus 2ab is. You already know this is something that you have been doing a plus b all squared, something that you have been doing all through your time. This is what they call it. You're staying in university, you're staying in school. So let's write this now is equal to minus b plus a plus minus the square root of a squared plus 2ab. I said this a plus b all squared all divided by 2. This is equal to minus b plus a plus minus a plus b. The reason why it's a plus b is because a plus b all squared times the square root of a plus b all squared is same thing as a plus b. The square root of a plus b all squared is same thing as a plus b all divided by 2. Now there are two cases that can come out. That is the plus or the minus. Don't forget plus minus. So let's separate it into two places. Whoa. Let's separate it into two places. You have for the plus you have minus b plus a plus a plus b divided by 2. For the minus we have minus b plus a minus times a is minus a minus times b is minus b all divided by 2. For the plus now, minus b will cancel out with plus b, leaving you with 2a divided by 2, which is simplified to a. For the minus now, we have plus a will cancel out with minus a, leaving you with minus 2b all divided by 2, which is equal to minus b. So your two solutions for x and your two solutions for x, not x and y. Your two solutions for x is going to equal to the solution for x is going to equal to a, which is down here, and minus b. These are two solution sets, and that is option. Okay, they wrote it as minus b and a. It's the same thing. A and minus b and a, that's the same thing. Like it's not like saying that I'm offering two subjects. I'm offering 111 and I'm also offering maths 111. The same thing as saying I'm offering maths 111 and I'm also offering 111. So you have to solve for x is a and minus b. And in the option, they say minus b and a, same thing. But the only problem is if in the option you saw minus a and b, then in that case, you will be left with two options. Either to trust your gut and put none of the above, or trust that it's correction error, orthographic error, typing error, and pick D. Depends on you. But since you have the correct answer minus b and a, you go with option D. I don't know if there's a simpler way to solve this because I know some people say there's no time. How do you want us to solve? I use the full whiteboard. No, the full whiteboard is not intimidate anybody. The full whiteboard is just I showed every single step. Usually you can just do this step, move here, then jump all the way down here, then come to your final solution. That's the 4 lines. Those mean I showed every single step. That's why I took the whole whiteboard. And plus my writing is a little bit too excessively big. Okay, there's 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah, 2 hours before. So I think I still finish. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Option question 5. Oh, I like you to copy. In case you want to copy, please. Copy down. Thank you. After this, I think I'll still do this for 111. I'm also learning this thing. Must too much, so I'll do things for 200 but it depends. Yeah? Must too much. There's a differential equation to see if I can do past question for them too. Okay. Am I still doing? Okay, there are 2 people watching. I'm still watching. Let me somebody else. Okay. As a second viewer. Okay, now question 5 now says find the solution of quadratic formula by completing the square involving solution of quadratic formula by completing the square. Okay. I think what I will do to solve this question is to show you people the completing square method. The last one we used almighty formula. So now let me show you the complete square method. Okay, for complete square method now, we have to write general formula for quadratic equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We should find the value of x. The first thing we do is to subtract c from both sides. That is, we have ax squared plus bx is equal to minus c. Now, this is now where the completing the square comes in. Before, no, sorry. Before we do that, you have to divide all through by a. You have to divide all through by a. So you have x squared plus b divided by ax is equal to minus c divided by a. Good. So now this is where the completing square method comes in. You have x squared, you have x term. You have to add a constant, right? To this x squared plus b, because you have to add a constant to this x squared term and this x. You have to add a constant that will make this left hand side a perfect square. Now let's move on to this side of the board. Let's see how a perfect square looks like. You have x, let's use x, or no, let's use y. You have, no, let's use x, let's be better. You have x plus, let's put a variable like f. Marker is gone. Okay, I pray this marker will show well on the screen. But you have a term x plus f. That's f is going to be like a constant. The same way you have a constant here, this x will be this f is a constant, while x will be the variable. So you have x plus f all squared. This is going to be equal to x squared plus 2xf plus f squared. So if you want to complete, let's say you have the x squared term and you have the x term. You want to find what the f squared term will be that will complete this square. That's what the completing square method is. You have to complete this square. So now you have the x squared term. You have to compare now. You have the x squared term here. You have the x squared term here. Good and fine. You have the x term here. You have the x term. Now let's compare. You have 2x. You have 2xf is equal to b over ax. F will cancel out, leaving you with 2f is equal to b over a. Therefore, f is equal to b divided by 2a. But now that we've got what f is, we have to find that constant, that f square, that will add to here, that will make the left hand side a perfect square. And that f square term is simply just f square here. We have already got what f is equal to b over 2a. That f square is equal to b over 2a all squared. I know some people will be like, oh, in my master only told us that by the time we have gotten to this step, we will carry the coefficient of x divided by 2, then square it. So we'll be like, I just didn't know why you did that. This is the reason why you did that. If you compare, you see that you have 2f is equal to b over a. By the time you divide all through by 2, you have f is equal to b over 2a. By the time you square, you will get the x squared term, which is b over 2a all squared. So now that we've got what f squared term is, if we add these two, this is our incomplete square here, we will now get a perfect square. Let's add and see what we get. So we have x squared plus b over ax is equal to minus c over a. Now let's add our completing the square factor. Our complete the square term. Our complete square term is f squared, which is equal to plus b over 2a all squared. Now whatever we do to the left hand side, to maintain equality, you have to do it to the right hand side. If you multiply the left hand side by 2, you have to multiply the right hand side by 2. You cannot see my face. If you multiply the left hand side by 2, we have to also multiply the right hand side by 2. If we divide the left hand side by 2, we have to divide. If we add anything to the left hand side, we have to add that same to the right hand side. Except maybe adding 0. But if you're not adding 0, then you have to do the same thing for the other hand side, the other side. So now we've added b over 2a all squared to complete the square in the left hand side. We have to also add that same b over 2a all squared to the right hand side. Now the equation is still it still maintains its equality sign. Okay. As I said, the reason why we added this b over 2a all squared is to make this left hand side a perfect square. Now that we have made it a perfect square, let's rewrite as the perfect square. Now that perfect square will be in the form of x plus f all squared, and our f is equal to what? B over 2a. So this perfect square is the same thing as x plus b over 2a all squared. Bam, bam, bam. And this is equal to minus c over a plus b over 2a all squared, the same thing as b squared divided by 4a squared. So now the equation, the expression becomes x plus b over 2a all squared is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Now I've seen some people express I've seen some people write the quadratic equation as x is equal to minus b over 2a minus the square root of minus c over a plus b squared. That way, it's correct, but it's not beautiful. I would like to be beautiful. So to make this beautiful, we have to turn this right hand side. We have to bring all this partial fraction. We have to join them together into one. So why am I getting so excited? We have to just join them together into one term. So to join them together, we have to make the LCM, that is, sorry, the denominator the same. We have to make the denominator the same. So to make the denominator the same, this minus c over a, we multiply the numerator and denominator by 4a. So you have minus. So you have minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. Or we are multiplying the numerator and denominator by 4a. 4a times minus c will be minus 4ac, and 4a times a will be minus 4a squared, plus b squared divided by 4a squared is equal to x plus b over 2a all squared. I hope the top was showing. I hope the top showed them. But if the top not show, please, this is what I wrote in the top. And it's not showing on my screen yet, but I believe it will show eventually. Please copy down, copy down. Okay, let's continue. So now that I've simplified this, let's now join them. Now that the denominators are the same, we can now join them into one term. So we have divided by 4a squared minus 4ac plus b squared. And also remember that we don't like the negative sign being in front. So let's change it from minus 4ac plus b squared to b squared minus 4ac. This is equal to this. We first of all made the denominators the same, 4a squared and 4a squared, by multiplying the left side minus c over a by 4a, numerator and denominator. Then we now have minus 4ac plus b squared. But because we want the negative sign to be at the back, because we want the positive sign to be in front, we don't like negative signs. So we now put the b squared in front of the minus 4ac, leaving you with b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 4a squared. Then for the left hand side, we now have x plus b over 2a all squared. It does not change. So now we now square root both sides. Since we have x on the left hand side and want to get value of x, we now square the times square of both sides. So we have x plus b over 2a is equal to the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. And don't forget that square root will have the positive and the negative sign, because minus 1 all squared is the same thing as 1, and 1 squared is the same thing as. Okay, let me not use 1. Let's use 2. We have minus 1 all squared is the same thing as 4, and 2 squared is equal to 4. Okay. This numerator and denominator, right, can be separated. That is, if you have the square root of, yesterday I mentioned this multiple times. You have the square root of a times the square root. Let me make sure my face is showing. If you have the square root of a times square root of b, is going to equal to the square root of a times b. The same thing goes with division. If you have the square root of a divided by square root of b is equal to the square root of a divided by b. So now we have the square root of a form of square root of a divided by b. We can now separate it into square root of a divided by square root of b. Okay. So we have square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 4a squared. We can now separate it into the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by the square root of 4a squared is equal to x plus b over 2a. X plus b over 2a remains the same, x plus b over 2a, and this is equal to the square root of b squared minus 4ac. This cannot be squared anymore, so just use the square root of b squared minus 4ac. But the square root of 4a squared can be reduced again, because the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of a squared is a. So now the right hand side becomes square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Now to get the value of x, we have x plus b over 2a, but we're looking for the value of x alone. So we minus b over 2a from both sides. We now have x is equal to minus b over 2a plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. To finalize everything, we have x is equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So now this is the complete square method that you can do this in an exam. Maybe they'll already give value for a, b, c. So it's just like you are doing it with numbers. You're not going to do it letters anymore. So now with letters, it may look intimidating, but you still don't get the beautiful or mind formula that all of you like. But when you're doing with numbers, it's better. And you can see when the imaginary unit comes. If it comes, like sometimes you have maybe by the time I reach part of square root, this square minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. By the time I reach this part, maybe this number will not be a negative number. Then you now know by the time you square root, you now have the imaginary unit here. Yeah. Those are forms here in the Almighty formula too. I'm very sure some of you that use the Almighty formula that you're not spending on calculator. I'm very sure you're also seeing that using the Almighty formula sometimes you have that imaginary unit coming in. But that's not the problem for today. The problem of this is that the solution of the quadratic formula by complete square method, which I just showed now, involves several steps. Which of the following steps is not correct? Option A says write the equation in standard form. That is a squared plus bx plus c. That was the first thing I did. Option B now says divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient of x if it is not already in 1. Now, I told you from the beginning that I made that mistake. The first thing I did was to subtract c from both sides before I divided by a, but it does not really matter. But okay, option B, it's still a step. This is the step 3 that I did here. Divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared was a. I divided all through by the coefficient of x squared, which is a. Okay. Option C says shift the constant term. Okay, guys, I made a mistake. I did their option A, then option C, then option B. I didn't do option A, B, C, but as I said, it doesn't really change the Almighty formula. It doesn't really change the step, the complete square method. So option C says shift the constant term to the right hand side, and that's what the DBM minus C comes to. That is plus C goes to the right hand side and comes minus C. Then option C now says write the right hand side as a complete square and simplify the left hand side. That's wrong. Because this left x squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a squared, and this was where I did the completing the square. It was the left hand side I did completing the square with, and it was the right hand side I simplified by making it b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. So option D is not one of the steps in completing the square method. I really would hate to clean this board now because I'm sure some of you are still copying down. Please are copying. Oh my god, that's 0 viewers. I wish I had a book. Nobody really cares about my math. But still, the very nice I tried. Remember the meeting like this now to answer one question. Go to my YouTube, watch the 3 hours, you find the answer there. Okay, option 6, question 6. Let us give it some time. Copy down. Go on. Okay. Okay, question 6 now says solve for x. If you are giving solve for, I never noticed this solve for. Okay, question 6 now says solve for x. Solve for x if you are giving 10 divided by x minus 5 plus 10 divided by x plus 5 is equal to 10 divided by 12. Now, in case you don't like algebra, let me tell you a secret. But this will help you in 200 level, but help you in 100 level if you are doing objective. Just see what putting that value of x that inside the option. You are giving minus 5 there. Putting minus 5 inside the question. Putting 1 inside the question. You take your time, but you can still do that, and whichever one works, then you go with it. But if you want to actually solve this, what you do is to remove fractions. You should hate fractions by now. So you should remove fractions. Some people write that we want to reduce numbers. As I say, if you want to be a mathematician, you have to be lazy. Some people that want to reduce numbers, you divide all through by 10. You will now be left with 1 divided by x minus 5 plus 1 divided by x plus 5 is equal to 1 over 12. Which, it will be easier because you have less numbers to deal with. But I'll just leave it the way it is. You have to now multiply all through by the LCM of all the numbers here. Or rather, let's confuse each other. I'll only do the LCM for the left hand side, then I'll leave the right hand side alone. I'll do the LCM only for the left hand side and I'll leave the right hand side alone. So for the left hand side, we have to draw the long line. Don't forget, since primary school they told you once you have 92 fractions, you draw a very long line. Then you now find the LCM of the denominators. The LCM of x minus 5 and x plus 5 is x minus 5 times x plus 5. So you have x minus 5 times x plus 5. Now, don't forget, as I told you in secondary school, in primary school, by the time you find the LCM, you carry that LCM, divide it by the denominator of the first one times the numerator. Let's do the letters. I believe letters will be able to understand more. You have a divided by b plus c divided by d. You draw a long line, you do the LCM of b and d, which is b times d. You now carry which is the LCM, divide it by the numerator, which is d, then multiply it by the numerator, which is a. BD divided by D is D. D times A is AD. Plus BD divided by D is B. B times C is DC. Good. Another set of people will tell you, instead of doing this method, you can just do A times D, that is the numerator of the first one times the numerator of the second one, plus B times C, that is the numerator of the first one times the numerator of the second one. Anyone that you anyone that your teacher taught you in school, go for it. But me, I rather just do the LCM, divide and multiply, because what if you are giving 3 terms? What if you are giving 4 terms? What if you are giving 5? So I said you carry the LCM here, divide it by the numerator here. You have x minus 5 times x plus 5 divided by x minus 5. That will leave you with x times 10. That is 10 times x plus 5. Plus, you now have x minus 5 times x plus 5 divided by x plus 5. That is going to be x minus 5 times 10. That is 10 times x minus 5 is equal to 10 divided by 12. So what? Then dash. So now, if you now expand the brackets, I will expand the bracket of the numerator for now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to expand the bracket of the numerator later on. So I want to say something about it because this is the difference of 2 squares. Let me put specification so you know this step. This step 3 now. Expand the bracket. You have 10x plus 50 plus 10x minus 50. I'm very sure you know how to expand this. 10 times x, that's 10x. 10 times 5, that's 50. Plus 10 times x, that's 10x. Plus 10 times minus 5, that's minus 50. Divided by x minus 5, I don't have things to do. I'm just going to have to rush to this and change this problem. I missed that first one. Is equal to 10 divided by 12. Don't forget, you cancel out some terms. 50 here, you have minus 50 here. You cancel out. 50 minus 50 is 0. So that leaves. You have 10x here plus 10x, that is something as 20x. All divided by x minus 5 times x plus 5 is equal to 10 divided by 12. Now, you can now cross multiply. You can either cross multiply or you can still do that method that I told people not to do it in the beginning. No, I'm not telling people not to do it. I told people like want to do it, you can do it. That is divided by 10. Because I went through this long method in the test, I know actually using divided by 10 in the test. But since I went through that long method, I'll still stop myself and go to that long method again now because you get some kind of big numbers. So by the time you cross multiply, honestly, I wish I actually divided in the test because oh god, what am I saying? Okay, by the time you cross multiply, you have 20x times 12. That will be 20x times 12 is equal to 10 times x minus 5 times x plus 5. 20x times, in fact, you know what? I'm going to just divide that. You have, by the time you divide all through by 10, you have 2x here times 12 is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 5. 2x times 12, that will give you 24x is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 5. You can already see the big numbers I had. Because I know divide by 10 and I still have 240x. I have 240x is equal to 10x squared, you know, big numbers. But by the time you divide by 10, the numbers go down in powers of 10. Okay. So now you have 24x is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 5. Now this is where I told people I'm going to leave this x minus 5 times x plus 5. I'm very sure you already been told the difference of 2 squares. Let me give you a little bit insight into the difference of 2 squares. You have x minus a times x plus a. By the time you expand, let me change markers. By the time you expand, you have x times x plus a minus a times x plus a. X times a, that is x squared. X times a, that is plus ax. Minus a times x, that is minus x. Minus a times a, that is minus a squared. So minus ax cancels out, sorry, plus ax cancels out to minus ax. And that equals to 0. And you are left with x squared minus a squared. So whenever you see x squared minus a squared, it's the same as the difference of 2 squared, which is x minus a times x plus a. And whenever you see x minus a times x plus a, it's the same as x squared minus a squared. Wow. So now you just substitute this 5 into a here. So x plus 5 times x minus 5 is the same as x squared minus 5 squared. That's the same as x squared minus 25 because 5 squared is the same as 25. So now you have 24x is equal to x squared minus 25. Move this 24x to the left hand side and you are giving 0 is equal to x squared minus 24x minus 25. You have 2 things to do here. No, you have 3 options. I think that's only two options that I think I have at the back of my head. There's no way of solving quadratic equation. You can either factorize, which is what I'm going to do now because I've shown you how to use the Almighty formula. I've shown you how to complete the square method, how to complete the square. So I'm going to factorize now. So you have either factorize, you can use this formula, or you can complete the square. For this question, whatever you want to do, but please I would strongly advise. I don't know, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I strongly advise I'll strongly advise against using complete square method. Because better for you to use Almighty formula than to go through the process of using complete square method, except if they're otherwise told, maybe the exam that you should use this method. But if you are not told to use complete square method, please either stick with factorizing or Almighty formula. I've heard factorizing the Almighty formula itself, but sometimes the Almighty formula can actually help whenever the question is not factorizable. So now you have x squared. Let me not clean the board, let me just do it here. Let me change my card. So now you have x squared. Let me check here. You have x squared. Is it minus 24x? Yes, minus. Oh no, this will be squared. Minus. We have x squared minus 24x. That one is minus 25. Minus 25 is equal to 0. Now, to factorize, right, you are looking for a number that when you multiply them together, add them together, what that number will be? 5. 24. No, minus 25. Okay, yes, there's a number. 25. Yes, there's a number. Now look for a number that when you multiply them together, you get minus 24, minus 25. And when you add them together, you get minus 24. So first of all, you have to look for the factor of 25 because you look for a number that when you multiply them together, you get 25. So you have to look for the factor of 25. The factor of 25, let's do that up here. Look at what I'm writing. I'm sorry here, move here, then back here. Okay, you have 25. You have to look for the factor of 25. 25 is equal to 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. So you have 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. So 5 times 5, now when I add 5 times 5, it's not going to know. You are looking for minus 25, not just plus 25. You are looking for minus 25. So 10 minus 25, you have minus 1 times 25. You have minus 5 times 5. You have 1 times minus 25. Yeah. If this was a number, then you do 5 times minus 5. But 5 times minus 5, 6 times minus 5 times 5. So it's not going to be different. So now the two different numbers you have is for minus 25. The last one I did was for plus 25. So 25 is just no, plus 25 is going to have more numbers. For plus 25, you are going to have this thing 1 times 25. You are going to have 5 times 5. You are going to have minus 1 times minus 25 because minus times minus is going to be plus. Minus 1 times minus 25. And you are going to have minus 5 times minus 5. But for plus, for minus 25, you are going to have minus 1 times 25, minus 5 times 5, and 1 times minus 25. So these are all the factors of minus 25. Okay. You're not looking for a set that is a set that by the time you multiply them together, you have minus 25. But by the time you add them together, you have minus 24. Let's test the two of them. Minus 1 plus 25 will give 24. But we are asked to find for minus 24, not just 24. Minus 5 plus 5 is going to give you 0. So these two are wrong. But 1 plus minus 25 will give you minus 24. So this is the number you are looking for. So by the time you come here, this minus 24 now you now rewrite it in terms of minus 25 and 1. And that is going to be x squared. Let me change my marker. That will be x squared minus 25x plus x minus 25 is equal to 0. So this minus 24x will now change to minus 25x plus x. Minus 25x plus x. Now you can now factor. You pick the first two terms, factor out all the things that are common in them, then pick the next two terms, that's the last two terms, factor it out. In this case, I don't want to factor anything because it's already going to be, but in some cases you have to factor. But in this case, I'm going to factor. Okay, let's factor out what's common in x squared minus 25x. X is common. So you factor out x. You have x bracket x minus 25 plus 1 bracket x minus 25. Now, why is it x minus 25? You factor out x from x squared minus 25, you have x. Then x squared divided by x is going to be x. Minus 25 divided by x is going to be minus 25. So you have x times x plus 25. For the next one now, you have to bring out what's common in x and minus 25, and that is 1. 1 is the only term that is common in all of them. Okay, so you bring out 1, x divided by 1, that's 6x. Minus 25 divided by 1, that's 3 minus 25. So now you have x times x minus 25 plus 1 times x minus 25. You can now rewrite this as x plus 1 times x minus 25 is equal to 0. Now, if these two numbers are equal to 0, if the product of these numbers are equal to 0, then you have three cases and three cases alone. Number one, x plus 1 is equal to 0. Number two, x minus 25 is equal to 0. And number three, or number three, they are both equal to 0. There should be a truth table like that now. Yeah, when two are false, they are false. So one of them must be true. One of them, either this or both. Those are the three cases. Either x plus 1 is 0, x minus 25 is 0, or they are both equal to 0. So let's write that down. You have if x plus 5, x plus 1 is equal to if x plus 1 is equal to 0, this implies that x is equal to minus 1. Or if x minus 25 is equal to 0, this implies that x is equal to 25. And what you just did right now, I just found the root of this quadratic equation. So if, oh my god, did I use calculator in this thing? Calculator is not allowed. I just calculator. I just calculator. Okay, I was not saying that if you are since I'm not finding the root, you should just use calculator and punch it. But just remember that calculator is not allowed. So you have to actually you have to actually solve for like the root of the equation. So now you have got x equal to minus 1 and 25, and that's supposed to be the two possible answers of x. And by the time you go to your options, you find that x is equal to minus 1 and 25, and that's option B. Option A is minus 5 and 1, and if you look at the question, you have 10 divided by x plus 5, so that minus 5 plus 1 will turn it to 10 divided by 0. In maths, there's no math that will ever bring divided by 0 for you, except if you are finding the limit. In that case, something like those people that you use that the function like you get that limit of 1 more 10 to 0. Nice. Okay, that's the stream was cut off. I realized later that it was reconnecting. So let me confirm a little on where it stopped. Where it stopped recording from. Okay. As I said, I think read this part. Read this part. I can see where it's cut off from. It cut off. You got off on the part where I was saying that there will not be any master that will ask you. Okay, let me read this one back. You got off on the part where I was saying that there will not be any master that will by 0, except if it's a limit question. If it's a limit question, then they can the limit, like you can evaluate the limit, and you are seeing that the numerator is 0. But in those kind of limit questions, there will be a way for you to rewrite or structure that function in a way that the denominator would not tend to zero. But so those cases are not really counted, but there will hardly be a question where they will tell you to divide by zero. That's why the option A and option D cannot all be considered correct. Then you'll be left with option B and C to test. I'm just telling you that these questions were actually something that you could, even without a knowledge of anything, you could guess some kind of answers from it. Okay, the next question here is question 7. And question 7 is really just the understanding about it. Why is my head is my neck that is showing? Okay, let me sit down. Let me sit down here. I'll probably see how far this is. How much delay it has. Taking some time. So I saw some leaf. So no leaf. I want to see my face to show it like that. Jeez, fine. Okay, let me just assume that people are able to see because I want to speak to you. For this question 7. Question 7 deals with the understanding of the question. Okay. Okay, I've seen the fact that I stretch my hand now. But yeah, my face, I've seen now. Yeah, my face is not sure now. Okay. So I can continue. Okay. The second now says, which of the following? Let me confirm my audio. Okay, the audio is confirmed. The audio is checked. Okay, because the second now says, which of the following statements correctly represents the factor theorem? Now, for the factor theorem, I don't know if I'm to explain what the factor theorem is before we attempt this question. But let me just give a brief explanation on what it is. Okay, so for this factor theorem, right? So for this factor theorem, right? If you have a number, let me see. Let me picture a number. Let's say 3, 5, and 3. Let's say 5 and 3. We are dividing 5 with 3. That's 5 divided by 3. If we are doing this, we'll be left with a number. We'll be left with a number which is 1. And we'll also be left with a remainder which is 2. If we divide 6 by 3 now, we'll be left with a number which is 2 and left with a remainder which is 0. Now, what this factor theorem is that if we divide a polynomial, right, by another polynomial, we will get, like if we divide a polynomial, that polynomial now can also be like a listing. It could be just a linear function. It will not be x plus a. But if we divide a polynomial with another polynomial, we will get a quotient. We will now also get a remainder. Now, because now let me explain this further. What are the factors of 5? The factors of 5 are 1 and 5. 5 is a prime number. The factors of 6 is 1, 2, 3, and 6. So now, what is this factor theorem says that if you divide a polynomial with another polynomial and the remainder is 0, then that polynomial that is divided with is a factor of the higher the one of the numerator. The factor of one of the numerator. Let's look at the factors of 6 now. The factors of 6 include 3. So if we divide 6 by 3, we will get a number, the quotient, and a remainder of 0. So if we divide a polynomial, right, with anything and the factor and the remainder is 0, then just like that, whatever you divided with is a factor of that polynomial. I don't give an example per se, but I think there's going to be an example in this case. I think there's going to be an example, so just like example in I here. So find a factor and equal. Perfect. Question 8. That is even the next question. We use that question 8 as an example to show like for polynomials. Because I'm showing you the numbers, I'll use that question 8 as an example to show you using polynomials. So if we divide a polynomial with a linear term, that is x plus a. You can even divide a cubic with a quadratic. You can, and the remainder can be 0. You can do that. Let's say you have x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. If you divide this now with x squared plus 2x plus 1, you will get a remainder of 0. Not just assume that by the time you divide a cubic with a quadratic, your answer must have a remainder. It must have a remainder. The answer could also still be 0. Now, if the answer is, if the remainder is 0, which in this case it will be 0, then you are sure that x squared plus 2x plus 1 is a factor of x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. That's what it is. And I know about this because x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1 is same as x plus 1 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. But let's just continue. Okay, now let's look at the option and let's answer something. Now I want to understand something, that in this, stating this formula, stating this thing, if I try to state Newton's law, you obviously wouldn't state it word by word, as by word the way Newton sees it because it's law, but you wouldn't state it that way. You just need to understand what he was trying to explain using that explain. So I could, when I'm saying this question, instead of saying A, I could use B. I could say if f of b is any polynomial and f of x is divided by x minus b, I could use b. I could use y. Like I could use f of x and use f of g. G doesn't even have a function. Instead of f of x, I can use g of y. So it's not for you to cram it that okay, in word by word f of if this. But now, if you are seeing an option that has the one that is in terms of a and ax and f, and you understand that option has in terms of b, okay, I said a, x, and f. And I understand that option that has in terms of b, y, and g. I'm not telling you that you should pick the second one, even though they have the same word by word, as long as they use the initial one that Newton. Okay, not Newton that made this law. I don't know who made this law, but I'm using it this test. I'm not saying I should pick. Let's say, okay, we're telling you what is Newton's first law. That is the law of inertia. Newton's first is that, yeah, that's the law of inertia. A body stays at rest, except after by and stand force. I can answer another option that says a body remains at rest or a uniform velocity. Now, even though the first option A is correct, a body remains at rest until it's active and that force is correct. But as long as you have seen an option B that has more in-depth, it remains at rest or in uniform velocity, then you go for option B. So now if you see a question that's the word by word statement, but instead of f of A, they use f of B. You understand? Even if instead of f of A, they use B. In that case, still go for the initial one, the one that has the correct word by word. But let us say in the option, there's no correct word by word. You are seeing the concept that you have there, they use different variables. They go for that one that has different variables. Luckily for us, they did not confuse us by changing variables. They use the exact same variables that was used below. So the question one, option A says if f of A is any polynomial and f of x is divided by x minus a, and the remainder f of f of a minus 1, f of a minus, and remember f of minus a is equal to 0. The x minus a is the factor of f of x. That is wrong because if you have this denominator and denominator this let's use one x squared plus 2x plus 1. If you have this denominator and you divide and you get the remainder of 0, right? No, let's not use x squared. Let's say divided by x plus 1. For simplicity, let's say divided by x plus 1. The remainder will be 0 because x plus 1 is almost the factor of this. So you divide by if you divided x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1 divided by x plus a, the remainder of 0, then x plus 1 is a factor of this. So x plus 1 is both equal to 0, and you have x is equal to minus 1. So now in this case, now we use x plus a. Is it x plus a? Okay, in this case, we use x minus a. So here instead of x plus 1, you have x minus a is equal to 0. So the answer here will be x is equal to plus a, not minus a. Okay. So the what makes one wrong is basically just and remember that f of minus a is supposed to be f of a. But let's go to the next option, option B. Option B now says if f of a is any polynomial and f of x is divided by x minus a, and fine, and remember that f of a is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor wrong. It was going well, but then the last one said it's a factor of f of a. It's supposed to be f of x. Then x plus a is a factor of f of x, not f of a. It's supposed to be a factor of f of x because f of x is equal to, in this case now that I'm using this x squared x cubed plus f of x is equal to x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3a plus 3x plus 1. F of a on the other hand is equal to a cubed plus blah 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 blah. But in this case now we're using this. So that's what made option B. I will repeat again. Option A, what made option A wrong was the fact that we used f of minus a, so f of a. I explained that using was written down here. I explained that was written down here. If x minus a is equal to 0, then x is equal to a, and x is not equal to minus a. Okay? Therefore, the second one made that one wrong was for B. What made that one is a factor of f of a. It's supposed to be a factor of f of x. Option C now says if f of x is any polynomial and f of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder f of a is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of f of x. That's the answer. But let's check option D. What made option D wrong? Option D now says if f of a is any polynomial and f of x is multiplied, that's what made option D wrong. It says multiplied by x minus a. It's supposed to be divided by x minus a. So you are seeing each of them, what made each of these things wrong. One made option A, I repeat again, one made option A wrong in the fact that it said the remainder f of minus a is supposed to be f of a. I said it's supposed to be f of a because if x minus a is equal to 0, then x is equal to a. If they say it's divided by x plus a, as I said, all these things you're supposed to understand them. So I said that if you go to they made it x plus a and said f of minus a. So it is not the word by word definition of the remainder theorem, but in a chance or in a case where there's no correct definition of remainder theorem here, but you are seeing this one that is closely related to it, and everything just out x plus a, not x minus a, x plus a, and remember f of minus a, then you go for it. But in this case, they say x minus a here, then here should be x equal to a and not x equal to minus a. That's what made it wrong. This other one, they say the factor of f of a is meant to be a factor of f of x. That's what made B wrong. Number C, I say is correct. Option D now, what made B wrong? They said multiplied by x minus a. So it's divided by x minus a. Divide like we did here, not multiply. Option 8 now, I need to stand up for this because we are solving. We just explaining. Okay, let me confirm how long this thing has been going on for. Okay, an hour plus. I have 1 hour before next class, and since I use 1 hour to each half, I believe I will just use the main hour to complete this half. Then all the day, then maybe tomorrow another time I'm free, I will do for test 2, which obviously people that attended test 2, we know test 2, test 1. Okay, option 8. Question 8, option 8. Question 8. It says given the polynomial f of x. I shall stand up, no laziness. Given the polynomial f of x is equal to minus 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 2x minus 9. That we should find a factor and the corresponding remainder. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that this one now, you cannot solve this on your own. You have to go to the option, you will pick the factor that is given there, you have to divide it, then pick the remainder, the one that has the correct remainder. It's like all these questions that will tell you, yes. I remember, I've mentioned those who are offering physics. Sorry to put that up, but those who are offering physics, they will see a question that will tell you that which of these options are all their units the same. They will not give you meters. No, they'll give you length. Let's just see meters. They'll give you meters. They'll give you Newton. Option A. They'll give you joules. They'll give you Newton meter. I believe energy is equal to force times distance. So they'll give you Newton meters. Like option B. Option C, they'll give you moles, and they'll give you Kelvin. They'll tell you which of them are their pairs correct. You go to option A. In this case, you cannot solve it. This question cannot come out in theory. You cannot solve for it to get with correct option. You have to go to the option, check. You see meters there, you see Newton here. They are two different things. Option A is wrong. You see joules there, you see Newton meters. They are the same thing. Energy is equal to force times distance. So B is going to be correct because the two of them they have the same unit, they are paired, they have the same this thing, SI unit. Because of C, I see moles, they are seeing Kelvin. These are already two standard two SI. They are the fundamental. These are already two fundamental units. the other one is derived. These are already two fundamental units, so they cannot even be the same. So you go for option B. That is the same idea that the lecturer that said this question had. Okay, you are given a polynomial, you are asked to go to the option, pick those factors that are given the option, and find one that their factor corresponds with the remainder. Okay, let's solve it. Okay, we have a polynomial f of x equals minus 2x minus 7x squared minus 2x minus 9. Find a factor and the corresponding remainder. Each option is written as a pair, factor and remainder. The first factor, let's solve each of them. That is, option A now says the factor is 3x plus 1 and the remainder is 0. Okay, so since the factor is 3x plus 1 and the remainder is 0, from that remainder theorem that we just did, we have not finished. Then x here, that's 3x plus 1 must equal to 0. Since the factor, since the remainder, you know, see the remainder is 0. So 3x plus 1 is 3x plus 1 must x plus 1 must equal to 0. 3x plus 1 must equal to 0. 3x must equal to minus 1, and x should equal to minus 1 divided by 3. So now, if you put in this x plus minus 1 divided by 3 into this, you must get 0. That is just what it means. Okay, this is loading again. I pray it's still connected. Yes, still connected from here. Okay, 4 likes now. Why people that are liking that are not? Thank you for liking, but if you are liking and you are not joining live, there's no difference now. Live is here for you to learn. Come and join and give me views. So that my channel will go places. Okay, you have to put this x equal to minus 1 over 3 into this function. If you get 0, then A is the correct answer. If you don't get 0, then A is wrong. So you have x equal to minus 1 over 3. If you put inside this question, let me sit down. If you put inside that question, you have minus 2. Let me change marker. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If you put that, you have minus 2 times minus 1 over 3 cube minus 7 bracket minus 1 over 3 all squared minus 2 bracket minus 1 over 3 minus 9. So everywhere you see x here in the initial function, you put it as minus 1 over 3. So you have minus 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 2x minus 9. You can write as minus 2 minus over 3 all cubed minus 7 times minus 1 over 3 all squared minus 2 times minus 1 over 3 minus 9. Minus 2 times minus 1 over 3 all cubed is written as minus 1 all cubed, which is minus 1 divided by 3 cubed, which is 27. Minus 7 bracket minus 1 over 3 all squared is written as minus 1 all squared, that is 1. Let me put that times here. Marker is not on my side. So you have minus 2 times minus 1 over 27 minus 7 times 1 over 3 squared, that is 9, 1 over 9. Minus 2 times minus 1, that is plus 2. Plus 2 over 3 minus 9. Minus 2 times minus 1, that is 2 over 27 minus 7 over 9 plus 2 over 3 minus 9. Now, the first thing that you have to do is to either write this, right? Like, but make sure that everything has a denominator of 27. Make sure everything has a denominator, but if you make everything have a denominator, but make everything have a denominator of 27, then you have 27 times 9, which will be 2b. So instead, I'm going to make these first 3 terms have the denominator of 27. So we just put it as minus 9 here. So remember, put your long line, put your 27 under. 27, the reason why it's not 27 times 5 times 3 in this case, because the LCM of 27, the LCM of 3, 9 and 27 is actually still 27, because 3 and 9 are factor of 27. But in the other one, x minus 5 is not a factor of x plus 5. So the LCM will be the product of 2 of them. The LCM of 2 and 3 is 2 times 3. But the LCM of 4 and 2 is just 4, because 2 is a factor of 4 already. The LCM of, let's say, 4 and 6 is 12. Even though 4 is not a perfect factor of 6, but 4 has a term that is a factor of 6. But you don't try the factor, right? Write down the numbers involved. In this case, it's 4 and 6. Write down the factors of 4, that's 2 and 2, 2 times 2. The factors of 6, that's 2 and 3. You group as much as possible. You have 2 here, you have 2 here, so you put that as 1, 2 times 2 times 3. So the factor of 4 and 6 is going to be 2 times 2 times 3, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. So the factor of 4 and 6 is going to be 12 and not 24. Okay, using that same knowledge, you do the same thing for 3, 9, and 7. 3, 9, and 7. 3, 9, and 27. The factor of 3 is 3, factor of 9 is 3 times 3, factor of 7 is 3 times 3 times 3. I told you go back and forth, you do this one. You do this next one, you have this one 3, then this last 3. So that's 27. So the factor of 3, 9, and 27 is simply just 27. So you have 27 in the middle, 27 divided by 27 that's 1 times 2 that's 2. 27 divided by 9 that's 3, 9 times 7 that is 9. 27 divided by 3 that's 9, 9 times 2 that's plus 18. Minus 9, minus 9. This is 7 minus 9. There's to confirm that everything goes into the video. I want to wait to confirm that everything goes into the video first. Yes, this page, but I don't know who the static child. So just go to the office and open it. Let me ask Mr. Bola who the static child is. No. Let me confirm first. Guys, the internet is not really. It's just they're providing the best they can provide. Or too many sites, they're providing the best they can provide. So, okay, I'm still waiting cutoff from. Okay, cutoff. I was playing the factors of 4 and 6. 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 3. Okay. I've confirmed where it's in cutoff from. You cut off from this part. Your face should I share check. Cut off from this part. Okay, still recording. Okay, cut off from this part. Or the so I've gotten the factors of 27. You now just write the whole long division sign. Put 27 there. 27 divided by 27 that's 1 times 2 that's 2. 27 divided by 9 that's 3 times 7 that's plus 1. 27 divided by 3 that is 9 times 2 that is plus 18. By the time you add all of them, you have 2 minus 3 divided by 27 minus 9. Minus 1 divided by 27 minus 9. I told myself, I said it now that I am not going to further simplify it because if you already look at it, minus 1 divided by 27 minus 9 would never equal to 0. So there's no point to even continue. Just know that this option A is not going to be correct. Let's go to option B now. Okay, now I'm going to clean the board before I complete the solution. Because I'm using this board, I'm going to use this part. Yeah, for option C, I'm going to clean here. So please understand it before you move on. Okay. Okay. Okay, for option B now. Okay, now we have the same format that I explained before. We have minus 1, comma, minus 1. So what I say that if you put in x equals to whatever will make x here 0, we must get minus 1 by the time we put that expression. So to make 2x minus 1 0, so we have 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now means 2x is equal to 1. That is, by the time I want to let the right hand side, you have 1. That means x is equal to 1 over 2. So if you put in the same way we put in x equal to 1 minus 1 over 3 into the expression, do the same for here, put in x equal to half into the expression, and we get 2 times, no, sorry, not 2, minus 2. And you get minus 2 times 1 over 2 to the power of 3. Oh my god. I'm coming. Okay. Let me confirm that you are still recording. Okay, still recording. But not 19. Screen is just white on the laptop. Okay, so from where we stopped, we have to put in x equal to half into this expression. We have minus 2. Wow, beautiful. Mark is talking. We have minus 2 times 1 over 2 to the power of 3 minus 7 times 1 over 2 all squared minus 2 times 1 over 2 minus 9. This is minus 2 times 1 over 8 minus 7 times 1 over 4 minus 2. No. Plus 2 times half is just 1, and we have minus 9. This is as minus 1 over 4 minus 7 over 4 minus 1 minus 9. You can add this all together as minus 2 minus 1 and minus 9. This is because minus 1 minus 7 is greater than minus 8. Minus 8 divided by minus 2. So add all the minus 1 and minus 9. You have minus 2 minus 1 minus 9, and that's minus 12. Minus 12 is not the same as minus 1. So option B is also wrong. Let's go for option C now. Option C, I'm going to clean this board. Before I do that, let me confirm that I'm still recording. Still recording. Okay. So I'm cleaning this. We'll now do option C. Test option C. Testing option C now. Option C. Option C, we have a quadratic. So the technique that I'm going to use is a little bit. Option C like this. No? Okay, no. Wrong. I'm looking at a different question. Option C is still going to be. Okay, they are both linear. Option C now, we have x plus 1, comma, 19. So it's the exact same process that you follow again. We have x plus 1 is equal to 0 and x is equal to minus 1. Putting this x equal to minus 1 into this expression, then we have minus 2 times minus 1 power minus 7 times minus 1 squared minus 2 times minus 1 and minus 9. Minus 1 to power 3 is minus 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. Zoomed in. Zoomed in. Oh. Okay, it's zoomed in by mistake. I really don't know where I stopped, but I believe I was giving oral explanation. So for me, the same thing I did in option A, you do it again for option B. Put in 2x, you have 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, 2x equal to 1, x equals to half. Put the x equals to half sex expression, you get minus 12. Minus 12 is not something as minus 1, so option B is going to be wrong. You zoomed in, so please just go back and listen to oral. Just write this down, write down this part, option solution for option B. The whole thing is not showing. Okay, you write down the whole solution for option B, then go back, listen to the oral, that is the oral audio, and you hear the steps that I followed. I'm not going to repeat that. So now let's go for option C now. Option C, top of the bottom. Okay, let me record it. Okay, for option C now, we have x plus 1 and 19. X plus 1 and 19, let me confirm. We have, yes, x plus 1 and 19. So we have x plus 1 is equal to 0, that's the first step we take. X is equal to minus 1, that is remove plus 1 to the right hand side. So now since you know x equals to minus 1, you have to put in x equals to minus 1 into this expression. And put x equals to minus 1, you have minus 2 times minus 1 cubed, minus 7 times minus 1 squared, minus 2 times minus 1, and minus 9. Okay, maths department is having a meeting now. We may be chased out, but we will be chased out. So we have minus 2 times minus 1 cubed, that is same as minus 1, minus 7 times minus 1 squared, that is times 1. Let me use times, let me not use dots. Let me use times to avoid confusion. Times 1, minus 7 times 1, minus 2 times minus 1, and minus 9. Minus 2 times minus 1 is the same thing as plus 2. Minus 7 times plus 1 is the same thing as minus 7. Minus 2 times minus 1 is the same thing as plus 2. And minus 9. So we have 4 minus 7 minus 9. 4 minus 7, that's the same as minus 3. Minus 9. Minus 3 minus 9 is okay. We're connected back, I believe. Yes, we are. Yeah. Okay. For option, tell you. Okay, since you have proved that A, B, and C, the other option D is correct answer. But don't forget, these math lecturers, they put option E, which is none of the above. So you still have to check for option D. Option D, I'm not going to solve it again because I solved option D. I solved part of option D before. Because the factor that is given for option D is the same factor that was given for option A. I can't remember the answer we got for option A, but I'm sure it was not 14. Was it 14? I think it was. I can't remember the option that we got for option A, but let me check it on the video. No, I'm going to lecture. No, not really, but if I'm given the chance, I will. Please, I'll get it the master. Okay, yes, I can remember now. The one for option A, we got something like minus 1 over 27 minus 9. I really believe that minus 1 over 27 minus 9 is not going to equal to 0. So option A was totally wrong. Now for option D now, was given that same factor, 3x plus 1. So even if you do that same step again, you will still get minus 1 over 27 minus 9, which is not equal to plus 14. That is option D, is 3x plus 1 and 14. It's not equal to 14 also. So option D is also wrong. Since A, B, C, and D have been proven wrong, your correct option is option E, none of the above. And if you notice, that is the first none of the above. So that none of the above that you have been seeing there was just deceive you. That by the time I have seen them, I have solved and I'm not getting the correct answer, you now just freely put none of the above, none of the above. That option was that question was the first none of the above. I'm not sure if the only, I can't remember only, but that's the first none of the above all through the solution. Let's go for option question 10, question 9 now. Question 9 now. Let me give you the chance to look at the board and see what you need to see before I clean, and I'm cleaning now. Okay. Oh my God. Laptop is down. Okay. Option 10. Question 10. Question 10 says, which of the following? No. Question 9. Question 9 says, state the coefficients and remainder when this thing is divided by that thing. Each option is written as quotient and remainder beside it. Let's solve. Now, this right, we're going to use the long division method for dividing polynomials, which I believe is still the only. No, there's another method, but that method is more like intuition. Let's do this. Let's do an example. Like this is another method of dividing polynomials. Let's say you're giving s cubed plus 1 divided by s squared plus 1. I believe this one is the question that people are requesting for. Okay? So we have s cubed. This is the question. I'm not sure this is. No. I have the question here, sir. This test 2. The question came out. And this was the method I used to solve it. Okay, yes, first question. We have s cubed plus 1 divided by s squared plus 1. Now, the way I did this was I just wrote that as s cubed plus x. Okay, I wrote that s cubed plus x minus x plus 1. Since plus x minus x is 0, this s cubed plus x minus x plus 1 will still give you s cubed plus 1. If we now divide both sides by s squared plus 1, we will have x bracket x squared plus 1 minus x plus 1, all divided by s squared plus 1. Divide this and you have x minus x plus 1 divided by s squared plus 1. You are putting this into partial fractions just like that. So this is one method of dividing polynomials, but this method will not always work. It will always work, but like you have to do a lot of calculation. It's just an easy example. You have to do a lot of calculation for this method to work. It's like using trying to factorize a quadratic that has imaginary units. That's just how it is. It's possible, but you have to know the correct answer before you can now use that factorizing method to get it. That's the same thing. This one, like they are giving a higher power, like some more complex polynomial. It will be harder to solve this using the method. But this is one way of doing it. This is very intuitive. But let's just look at the longer method, that is long division method, which is actually the best method for you to learn. Okay. For the long division method, let's divide numbers instead of divide the polynomial first of all. Let's say you're going to divide what's the method? 20, okay, let's do that 25th. Let me use another marker. 25, 05, 09. Okay, let's say we're dividing 225, 2000. Okay, that's why we're dividing 2505 divided by 9. Let me make sure. Okay, this number is going to be a multiple of 3, but it's not going to be a multiple of 9. So let's do this thing divide. Now, what you do, right, is to draw a box. Now, there's somebody in my dorm, I'm not going to call his name. Okay, someone call him room. Somebody in my room, he called this boss, but I call it train. It's just a way of naming all these things for you to remember it quickly. But I call it train. You put the one below, the denominator, as the conductor of the train. Let's put it in front. You put the 9 conductor of the train. Then you put the one that you are dividing by, that is 25, the one you are dividing, the one that you divide, that is 250. You put it inside the train, is the passenger of the train. So you have 250. Or is it the fact that I used bridge, not bridge, hypo, not hypo, the toe, all this and clean that clean, but I don't know, this taking marker. Markers. Okay, we have divided by 2505. So you put the denominator as the conductor of the train. You put the one that is dividing with as the driver, as the passengers in the train. Let me make sure that what I'm saying, what I'm showing is being recorded, is showing the video. Let me just hold it in my hand for this top part. Okay. We have 250, 2 divided by 9. You put 9 as the conductor of the train, and you put 250 as the passenger in this train. So now you pick the first two terms that are multiples of that that can divide 9, and that's 125 is 25. 25 can divide 9, because 2 cannot divide 9, but 25 can divide 9. 25 divided by 9 is, let's write down factors of 9. You have 9, you have 18, you have 27. Okay, let's go enough. 9 and 18. 18 is the smallest. The smallest that is like is the biggest that is less than 25. So we'll go 18, and that's 2. 2 times 9, that's 18. 0, 0. Then you subtract. 5 minus 0. Okay, I believe from here it can show. So let me put it back. Okay, it's not showing, but just manage. Guys, I believe you can see from here. So I can continue. 2505 minus 1800. 2505 minus 1800. 5 minus 0, that is 5. 0 minus 0, that is 0. 5 minus 8 cannot go, so you go 1 from here, you have 1, and here you have 15. 15 minus 8, you have 7. You have 7. And 1 minus 1, you have 0. So now you have 705 as the passenger of this train. So 9 divided by 7 cannot go, so you do 9 divided by 70. And okay, you have to add more numbers. You have 9, 18, 27. 27 times 27 plus 9 is 36, 45, 54, 63. Yeah, 63 is enough. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. Since this cannot go, you have 1 0 here, and you have 7. 7 times 9, you have, oh, what I made that sound. How do you know? Oh, what are you talking about outside the group? Telegram. What's the message? It's not important, but okay, let's continue there. So we have and 0. 5 minus 0, that is 5. 70 minus 3, that is 7. We're left 75. Let's add one more to this house, 63. We have 72. Yes, this will be enough. So now we have 75. 9 divided by 75 can go, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. That is 8. 8 times 9, that is 72. 75 minus 72, that is 3. So now we have 2505 divided by 9 is whatever is on top of here, remember what is below here. So we have 2505 divided by 9 is going to give us that one that's on top of the train. We call them hijackers. We have the driver, we have the passengers, we have the hijacker, and we have the tire. So this is going to be our quotient, this will be our remainder. Yeah. Take some water break. Okay, so now we have 2505. Now sit out loud. Now we have 2505 divided by 9. We give you 278 remainder 3. This same log division idea is the same thing that you use in dividing polynomials. So let's clean it. Oof. Your head should. Guys, I'm seeing the feedback from here. The top of the head is showing. What's the top of this board is not showing. Like next year, I'll just come with my board. Guys, I have a smaller board. Put them board and my grandfather will go for me. Just come with it, come with like markers. I was not in school, it will not be time. But look at exam is next week and look at what I'm doing my life. But no problem, but the betterment of the set. Even though nobody's still going to do it. Well, nobody's doing. Okay, some minutes before next class. Let me run through this thing. Okay, we have the polynomial that we're giving. They said set the quotient and remainder when 12 x cubed minus 16x plus 10 is divided by x minus 2. Good. Each option is written as quotient and remainder. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to first of all solve it using the long division method. Then I'm going to solve it using that initial method I showed you before. But I said that one has a lot of thinking behind it, but it's still something that's very nice to learn and add to your baggage of skills or whatever you call it in English. Okay, as I said, you have your train. So draw your train. In this case, your train will be longer. I'm going to ask you to tell me where the passenger, who the driver will be, who the conductor of the train will be. That is right. That will be x minus 2, because x minus 2 controls everything that happens here. Okay, then the passenger will now be 12x cubed minus 16x plus 10. I hope that's clear enough. Oh, I just remember the thing will not show, the top part will not show. Okay, you can see the top part. I wrote down the question giving 12x cubed minus 16x plus 10 divided by x minus 2. Then after that, say who the passenger, who the driver, who the conductor of the train will be. That's x minus 2, the conductor of the train. The x minus 2 will stay in this position in front of the train. And 12x cubed minus 16x plus 10 is now the driver. Okay, I'm recording. Okay. 12x cubed minus 16x plus 10 is now the passenger in this train, so they will stay inside the train. So now let's begin our division. 12x cubed, that's the first term here, divided by x, which is the first term outside. You have x squared. 12x squared times x. Don't forget I have one. And first thing I forgot to like write it on one side, so I'll show you one by one. But remember, by the time we get what's on top, we'll now multiply it back to get what will be on that before we subtract it. Don't forget that. Okay, 12x squared times x minus 2, we have 12x cubed we have 12x cubed minus 24x squared plus 0 plus 0. Don't forget, in that one, when I got 16, I added those extra zeros at the back. So we have plus 0 plus 0, because this signifies 0x and 0 constant. We can just omit it. So don't forget to subtract. When you subtract, 12x cubed becomes out with 12x cubed here. 0 minus 24x squared will give you plus 24x squared. The reason why it's plus 24x squared because in this place now there is no x squared term. So you have to add that x squared term as 0x squared. Understand? You have to add that x squared term as 0x squared. So 0 minus 24x squared is going to give you plus 24x squared, because minus times minus is plus. So you have plus 24 x squared. Don't forget the other ones. You have you have minus 16x minus 0x. You have minus 16x plus 10 minus 0. You have plus 10. You do the same thing and continue. This is now your new passenger. You've dropped off some people. You have to drive the many people back to their destination. So these are your remaining passengers. You have plus 24x squared minus 16x plus 10. you have to do the same process I did here. 24x squared divided by x, you have plus 24x. 24x times x minus 2, you have 24x squared minus 48x plus 0 plus constant. 0 constant, there's no other thing. Minus will meet the whole thing there. Don't forget to minus 24x squared, we'll cancel out 24x squared again. Minus 16x minus 24, sorry, minus 3x minus 48x. You get minus 16 plus 48. So that just going to be 48 minus 16. 48 minus 16. 32. So you have 32x plus 10. Plus 10 because 10 minus 0 just plus 10. Change your marker. Plus 10. Do the same thing again. You have 12x squared plus 24x. Now you have 32x plus 10. 32x divided by x, you have plus 32. 32 times x minus 2, you have 32x minus 64. Minus for the last time, 32 cancel out 32, 32x cancel out 32. 32x will cancel out 32x. 10 minus 64 will give you 10 plus 64, which is 74. Now, as I said before, the one on top will be your quotient, the one under will be your remainder. So the quotient on top, which is, I call them hijackers of the train because they are part of the train, is 12x squared plus 24x plus 32, and the remainder is 74. 74, no, not x, just 74. Now the remainder, because after you have dropped off all the remaining passengers on the train, these are the people that the conductor still have inside the train. So option, what is that? Option A, option this, that, this is 74. Good. Okay, there's no actual option for that, so that is E again. 8 and 9, option E. None of the above. I believe. It's not too hard, none of the above. I believe I can't quite remember. But we have none of the above goes for this question. That's A, B, C, or D. None of them correlate. So option D, option E is going to be the correct answer. None of the above. So that's 2 questions now out of 9 questions that have none of the above. So don't just go there and be spamming none of the above in the exam, because I'm sure in the exam they will not drop this none of the above thing. In the exam too, they will still bring out all the above. So you get confused on when to add the above or when not to add, when not to use none of the above. But here too, you have none of the above as the correct answer to the question. Now, number 10 now says, number 10 is also an explanation type of question. So I'm going to sit down again because I need to sit down. Okay, number 10 now we have, number 10 we have, which of the following statements correctly defines the remainder theorem? Now the remainder theorem is a little bit, just a little bit different than the this thing. Factor. Okay, the remainder theorem is just a little bit different than the factor theorem. And I showed on the board that when I was explaining the remainder theorem, I said that 5 divided by 3, in that case you have a remainder. But 6 divided by 3, you have a factor, and you have remainder of 0. So when you have the remainder of 0, then whatever you divided with is a factor. So when you have 6 divided by 3, you have a remainder of 0, then 3 must be a factor of 6, which obviously you know that 3 is a factor of 6. But when you have 5 divided by 3 and the remainder, and you actually have a remainder that is not equal to 0, then 3 is not a factor of 5. That's just the layman English of this remainder theorem. But in this case, it's going for polynomials and not just main numbers. Okay, now let's go through. Number 10 now says if f of x is a quotient and f of x divided by ax plus b. Let's write that. You have f of x is the quotient, f of x is quotient. That was wrong. F of x is not quotient. F of x can't be quotient. F of x is a polynomial that is divided by a linear. In this case, they say linear. In this case, they are putting ax plus b. But as I told you, it can be divided by quadratic. But for now, our level, we're only dividing by this thing, by linears, by linear function. We can also divide by quadratics. Also, you have x cube, a function, a third degree polynomial, I have a second degree polynomial. You carry that third degree divided by the first term, that's the second degree of the denominator. You will get the constant, you multiply that quadratic quotient with that term and subtract the same thing. Just like in this case, we're going to be using linear, but in the other case, we're going to be using quadratic. Okay, so option A of x is wrong because f of x is not the quotient. F of x is the polynomial. So A cannot correct. Let's go for B. B says if f is linear, f of x must not be linear, but let's just hear them out. F of x is linear, f of x is divided by h plus b, then the remainder is f of b over a. So you have if f of x is a polynomial and f of x divided by ax plus good. So if you look at option C and D, they are very closely related. That is because they are similar question to confuse you, but let me show you the way out. Now, if f of x is a polynomial, f of x is this polynomial that is up here. It can be anything. It can be x cube, can be x power of whatever. It's just a polynomial. And divided by any polynomial at all, divided by a linear function ax plus b, then the remainder is f of minus b over a or f of minus a over b. Now, if it is minus b over a, then option C is correct. If it is minus a over b, option B is correct. Now, what did I tell you when I was solving this for these numerators? If this is a factor, then ax plus b must equal to 0. So we have ax plus b, sorry, is equal to 0. So ax is equal to minus b. So we are now looking for x. Because we have to put f of this x here. So look for x. So we have ax plus b. Subtract b from both sides. This time what I'm doing. This is the f of x divided by ax plus b. This is the f of minus over a. This is if c is correct. And this is f of minus a divided by b if d is correct. C for cat and d for dog. So now I ask that if this is the factor, then ax plus b is equal to 0. Subtract minus b from both sides, or rather, not subtract minus b, subtract b from both sides. You have ax is equal to minus b. Divide all through by a, you have x is equal to, oh god, I thought I did that because I'm doing it open. You have x is equal to minus b divided by a. Bam. Minus b divided by a, that correlates with this, and that is option C. That question was just set to confuse you because I don't know. Sometimes just pick A and B, but A and B is wrong. C and B are the related one. Like I said, the flip is A and B and A. So you have minus B over A and you have minus A over B. It just confuse you. But if you do this, AX plus B, X equals minus B over A, you see that option C is the correct answer. Let's go for question 11 now. GT class is next 1 minute. When I start speaking, I'll have to my leave. Nobody's doing it before, but let's see how it goes. Let me make sure that you're recording. Okay, let's go on. Question 11 now says, which of the following is not a property of rational numbers? Q. So let's start explaining. Let me explain the whole number thing. Okay, numbers. The most common numbers that you should know are the integers, which are the whole numbers from negative infinity to positive infinity. That's all the integers, all the coefficients that I'm hearing about. Those are our integers. But integers now can be broken down into two things. Right now here. Integers is Z. That's capital Z. Z now, small letter Z is for complex numbers. And they're inside capital C, like complex numbers. But integers is capital Z. Your Microsoft open. Oh, you are doing, let me not stop you. Oh, beg, you should use your, let me just show them. I think this system no open crash because this system open it at the same time to stream this thing. Let us continue the explanation. We have the integers. These integers now can be further broken down. And the integers is from negative infinity. We have three whole numbers: 3, 2, 1, 0. Sorry, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, all the way down to positive infinity. All the whole numbers. Okay. And I want to show you the symbol for the integers. Are you sure? Yeah, this is the symbol for the integers. This is double Z. This is symbol for the integers. So now these integers can be broken down into your positive integers, your negative integers. And in positive integers, you are from 1 down to positive infinity, whole numbers, and negative integers are from -1 down to negative infinities, negative numbers. Now, what are, in my opinion, I will tell you that natural numbers start from 1. Like, for me, I feel like natural numbers start from 1. That's why most times you see they'll denote natural numbers n0 or with n1. Okay, we want this natural number to start from 0 or we want this natural number to start from 1. But then whenever I just see natural numbers, the first thing that comes to my head is starting from 1. But whichever way you know your natural numbers, starting from 0 or starting from 1, just know it's a positive number that is used for counting. If I tell you to count, start counting. Obviously, I'm not expecting to start from 0. That's why I think natural numbers start from 1. But if your teacher tell you natural numbers start from 0, please go with them. I can't remember what they said in my class because I don't think I read the class. Oh, I'm just teaching myself now, but I can't just remember. But natural numbers don't start from 0 or 1, whichever way they thought you start from 0, start from 1. But for me, I think start from 1. Okay, so we have the natural numbers. Natural numbers, I think this is capital N. Let me cross check, let me find the symbol. Yes, this is our symbol for natural numbers. The one below Z, this is our symbol for natural numbers. The capital N, and natural numbers is from +1 or 0 down to positive integers. Natural numbers, we still now have the negative integers, which most people they denote as capital Z with a plus as subscript superscript as plus. Let me see if I can do that in my software quickly. Yes, guys, this is for the positive integers. For negative integers, we have for negative integers, we will have this with minus. This for negative integers. Then the plus is for the positive integers. That is the difference between the two. Now, before you even get the integers, you have to pass through another set of numbers. There is the whole set of real numbers, and those set of real numbers include the set of your decimal places, your rational numbers, your irrational numbers, and all what's not. But it does not include complex number. Complex number is the baba of all them. Complex number includes your real numbers, includes your integers, includes your additional number, includes your prime, includes all the numbers. But real numbers only includes the ones that you meet in daily life. The one you meet in daily life. I don't think you have complex analysis for finance and you come and see imaginary numbers. Is that possible? Except if you are in Nigeria, where there's still more. But anyhow, we have real numbers. The real numbers are going into your integers, and you have your rational numbers. Rational numbers now include all your fractions and your whole numbers. Your whole numbers are rational numbers because if I have 4, 4 can be if you have 4 can be represented as 4 divided by 1, which is still a rational number. So it includes your whole numbers and your decimal places. Now there are still irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be represented as a fraction. Things like square root of 2. Square root of 2 cannot be represented as a fraction. Given as a function for equal to more like 1.1. Your pi 2 is not a rational number represented as a fraction. Your square root of 3, most of your source cannot be as a fraction. So that's basically all under this what they call it, under numbers. Let's answer this question real quick. We have number question. Question 11 says, which of the following is not the property of the rational numbers? These are numbers that can be presented as fraction as I said before. The first one is saying it's closed under addition. Now let's check it out. You have the rational numbers and numbers that are fractions. Now, what you mean by being closed? It means that whatever operation you have, okay, whatever operation you have, like whatever addition operation you have with the rational numbers, your result must also be a rational number. So uh, A operation B must equal to C if A and B are rational numbers and C, if A, B, and C are rational numbers, then this is going to be closed under addition. Let's test it. Let's pick a rational number, any random rational number. We have 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2. So let's say 3 over 4 or 3 over 5. If we add these two numbers together, we will get 11 divided by 10, which is still a rational number. So this is going to be closed under rational numbers. So let's test it for subtraction. The same thing goes to subtraction. If you have minus here, you have 5. You have minus 1 divided by 10. Still going to be closed under rational numbers. But let's test for multiplication now. A half times 3 over 5, you get 3 over 10, which is still a rational number. So this is still going to be closed under multiplication. Closed under division, you now say except by 0. Because I told you most will never ever tell you anything with division by 0. So they say closed under division except by 0. So that rational number, let's still use 1 over 2 and 3 over 5. 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 5 can still be written as 1 over 2 times 5 over 3, and this is equal to 5 over 6. Since it is this 5 over 6 is still rational number, then this is still closed under rational numbers. Now the next thing says it's closed under taking square root. Let's try that. Let's pick a number. Let's say 2. In fact, let's use 2. Possibility. Let's use 2. The square of 2 is not a rational number. Square of 2 cannot be represented as a fraction, so it's not going to be closed under rational numbers. But if you pick a rational number like 4, square of 4 is going to be a rational number. But it's not closed because there are still some exceptions. Some numbers, by the time you square root them, you will still not get a rational number. That's why this operation is not going to be closed. That's why this rational numbers are not closed under taking square root. So option E is going to be the correct answer. Okay, the next question says, that's question 11, question 12. We're almost done. Class will start now, but nobody is available. So it's possible that they cancel the class. They cancel the class. They not cancel the class. Okay, but nobody has come for the class yet, so I'll still go on. Question 12, let me confirm that it's recording. Okay, question 12 says, let x equal to 0.142857, repeating decimals. Which of the following is correct? So we have x equal to 0.142857. Last year, no, not last year, last 2 years, when I started this thing, when I went to somebody's house like this, but the girl I was just, I think, 8 years old. So I do this thing. So if you don't know this thing by now, sorry. Well, let's solve it. Okay, we have solve it here. Okay, just we have some options. And we have A, x rational with the method of 7. We have to solve it. Let's solve it. We have 0.14 10 to the power of 6. We have 10 to the power of 6. Oh. We have 10 to the power of 6x is going to equal to 14285.142857 repeating. Don't forget that one repeating. Now 0.142857 14285. It keeps going. So if you multiply it by 10 to the power of 6, you just move all this one second. So 14287 and the back of decimal place. 14287 to 14257. Repeat the decimal point. Now you have to subtract. So now you have 10 to the power of 6 minus x is equal to 142,857 minus 142,857, repeating decimal place, minus 0.142857, repeating decimal place. So this is just going to be like cancelling out all these decimal places are repeating. So you just erase them off. Gone. So now in the left hand side, you have 10 to the power of 6, which is going to be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1 million. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1 million. 1 million. 10 power 2. 10 power 1 is 10. 1, 2. 10 power 2, that's 1 million. We have 1 million x minus x is equal to 142,857. 1 million minus 1 million x minus 1 is going to equal to 999,999 x is equal to 142,857. Divide all through by 99999. I think I said enough times. X is equal to 142,857 divided by 99999. Okay. This is how where your division comes in. You have to divide a lot. But I'm not going to go to that division stage. But you can divide. If you check it out, if you will divide all of them, you continue dividing by 3. By the time 3 you finish, you know a number. But all you know, you just end up with 1/7. All this will equal to 1/7. Okay. Now let's read our options. Option A says x is irrational with denominator 7. X is okay, so you say x is rational with denominator equals 7. Now what do we just solve for now? 1/7, that means x is going to be a rational number because x can be written as 1/7 and 1/7 is a fraction. So and like a fraction, yeah. So it's going to be a fraction with denominator and denominator as two numbers. So x is going to be a rational number and denominator is 7. So A is going to be correct. Number B now says x is irrational. X is irrational. So B is not correct. Number C says x can be expressed as a fraction with denominator as 99999. X can be expressed as a fraction with denominator. X has represented decimal representation. Okay. Number 6 is x can be expressed as a fraction with denominator as 999. If you notice, one of the 9s are missing. It's supposed to be 99. Okay, let me not repeat 9. It's not confuse everybody. It's supposed to be 6 9s and not just 5 9s. So that's why C is not going to correct. It says S, it can be represented as a fraction with denominator with 5 9s. The correct thing here is 6 9s. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 9s. So C is going to be wrong. Option D says X is a repeating decimal representing 1/6. No, it's representing 1/7. And option A says x is equal to 1/142,857. No, x is equal to 142,857/99999. So option A is going to be our only correct option. Let's go to question 13. Okay. Question 13 now. Question 13 says if A, B, C are subsets of a universal set U, which of the following identities is always true? All Indians are expected to attend the 35th inauguration. What that? All what? Let's tell them what Indians are to attend. What's that friend? But we afternoon. Okay, then we have this thing. I have this in the case of yourself. But no problem. I have this thing. What you call it? I will tell woman. Okay, but no problem. Okay. Okay. We have if A B. Okay, let me clean this. We're done with this. Option question 13 now. If A, B, C are subsets, why am I stammering this now? If A, B, C are subsets of a universal set U, which of the following identities is always true? Okay. We have option A, A union B intercept C is equal to A union B intercept A union C. Now this is the association property or associative property. Yeah, this is the associative property of this is all the set theory. So A union B intercept C is equal to A union B intercept A union C. No, this is distributive property. This is the distributive property of set. So now option B now says A intercept B union C is equal to A intercept B union C. That is not going to be correct. If it was A, because this is the associative now, because A union B union C, this is now equal to A union B union C. I just bracket that will move. But if it's A union B and B intercept C, it will now distribute A union B. It's like multiplication. If you have 2 times 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4. The matter it's like multiplication and addition. If you have 4. Your question markers. Okay, perfect. One is working. Okay, that's 2 times 3 plus 4 is written as 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4. So it is like distributed 2 times. I don't think it was distribution. So option A correctly explains the distributive property of set. Option B does not correctly represent the associative property of set. So option B is wrong. So A is correct, but let's just prove the remaining ones wrong. Option B now is supposed to be the Morgan's law. Morgan's law that is supposed to be just the expressive law. It's supposed to be or the coprime. Complement. And this is A union B complement is supposed to be equal to A complement intercept B complement. And A intercept B complement is supposed to be equal to A complement union B complement. But in this question, they say A union B complement equals A complement union B complement. The sign here was changed. So C did not correctly represent it. Let's go for B or D now. Sorry, not D. D now says A difference is equal to A difference B intercept C. Okay. To answer this, oh my god, are you recording? Oh. Yes. I don't know if this top one showed. This was for the distributive. A union B and C, A union B intercept C is equal to A union B intercept A union C. This was for distributive. I'm not sure if it's showed, but if it's not showed, see it now. And this is for the option D. We are trying to prove it correct or prove it wrong, which I believe is not be wrong, because we have already seen that A is correct. But let's answer this with an example. Let's answer this with an example. Let's calm down. A is not in B intercept C. Okay. Let's ask this the question. Let A equal to 1, 0 and 1. Let B equal to 1, 2 and 3. And let C equal to 3, 4, 5. Let's equal 3, 4, 5. Now B intercept C. And this will use that as an example to teach how these functions work. Sorry. We have B intercept C is equal to the one that is both in B and in C, and that is 3. Okay. A difference B intercept C is what is inside A and not inside B intercept C, and that is simply just 0 and 1. For the right hand side now we have A difference B. A difference B, that is what's inside A minus what's inside B, and that is just going to be 0. 0 intercept C is what's inside so what's inside A difference B and also inside C, and that is an empty set because A difference B is 0 and 0 is not inside C, so this is going to be an empty set. So now we have the left hand side is 0, 1 and the right hand side is an empty set. So these are not equal, so D cannot be true. For the last one we have E. They said A intercept B difference A. You can come and this down. Oh, the other one. Okay. Let me just two questions. I'll finish it up. Okay. We have A intercept B difference A is equal to no problem. Is equal to, you can carry the first place to second test. Is equal to A. Now I'm going to show you graphically that B intercept A is what's inside B. Let's call this B and let's call this A. What's inside B minus what's inside A. So it's this region here. Now if we add what's inside A, this will be an empty set. So this is supposed to be an empty set because what's inside B minus what's inside A, these only things that are not inside A at all. So we're not adding it with things that are inside A, like we have to compare the one that's both inside what's not inside A with what's inside A. It will be an empty set. I cannot be inside something and also not inside it. So it's going to be an empty set. And an empty set is not equal to A because A was not done as an empty set. So E is not going to be correct. So A is the only correct answer here as the correct expression for the distributive property of the set. Question 14 now says let A equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let B equal to 2, 4, 6, and 8. Then let U, that is the universal set, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which following is correct? Let's try them. A union B is equal to what's inside A or inside B. 1 is here, so that is 1. 2 is there, that is 2. 3, 4, then 6 and 8. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. The option here is 2, 4, 6, 8. So option A is wrong. Let's take the next one. Next one says A and B. A intercept B. A intercept B. What's inside A and is also found inside B? 1 is inside A but not inside B, so that's not counted. 2 is inside A and is also inside B, so 2 is counted. 3 is inside A but not inside B, so it's not counted. Inside A and also inside B, so 4 is counted. That's 2, 4. In the option we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So option B is also wrong. Let's test it now. Option C says A complement and B. What's A complement? The things that are inside the universal set, but it should not be inside A. 1, 2, 3, 4 is inside A. So subtract that from the universal set, and we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're looking for A complement and B. What complement and also inside B? A complement and inside B. 5 is inside A complement, it's not inside B, so it's not counted. 6 is inside A complement and it's also inside B, so it's counted. 7 is inside A complement, but it's not inside B, so it's not counted. 8 is inside A complement and inside B, so it's counted. So we have 6 and 8. So option C is correct. Option C is correct. But let's just test to confirm. We have A difference B. That is what's inside A minus the thing that is inside B. What's inside A include 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Subtract the one that is inside B. Subtract 2, 2 is removed, and remove 4, 4 is removed. So we're left with 1 and 3. In the option here, we have 2 and 4, so option D is wrong. E is also wrong because there's an answer, so it's not one of the above. So option C is the correct answer. Final question before I leave, question 15. Okay, my dad just joined. Good afternoon. Guys, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you, sir. Okay. The final question. For which of the following x inside real number is x squared minus 4? So the absolute value of x minus 4 equal to 5. So which of the following x inside real number is the absolute value of x squared minus 4 equal to 5? For x squared minus 4 for the absolute value of x squared minus 4 equals to 5 means that x squared minus 4. Oh, Marcus, don't feel me now. That means x squared minus 4. Let me write it down. So x squared minus 4 is equal to 5, or x squared minus 4 is equal to minus 5. That is, the absolute value removes the negative or positive sign. So if you have plus 5, it will leave you plus 5. If you have minus 5, it will leave you plus 5. So x squared minus 4 is either equal to 5 or minus 5. If x squared minus 4 is equal to 5, then you have x squared is equal to 5 plus 4, which is equal to 9. X squared is equal to 9. So x is equal to the positive or negative value of 3, that's plus minus 3. The next one now is x squared is equal to, that x squared minus 4 is equal to 5. So we have x squared is equal to minus 5 plus 4. We have x squared is equal to minus 1. And we have x squared, so we have x is equal to the square root of minus 1. The square root of minus 1 is an imaginary number. And the question specifies that x should be inside the real number, that is the capital R. Okay, network wahala. Yes. Okay. They said x should be inside the set of real numbers. So since x here is an imaginary number, it's not going to be counted. So our only solution is x is equal to plus minus 3, which is the first solution, and that is option B. Now, option A is not going to be counted. Option A is 1 and minus 1. It's supposed to be square root of minus 1 and square root of minus 1. That is plus minus square root of minus 1, plus minus I. And they said inside itself real number, so that's complex number is not going to be counted. So B is correct. Option C says square root of 25 and minus 25. No, that's not correct. And x is equal to plus minus 3 or x equals to plus minus 1. That's not correct. And x equals to 2. That's not correct. Okay. Another way you can actually solve this is actually using the options, as I said. In case you are really not sure of what to do, use the options and solve backwards solution. Use the option, test it. I believe that is another sure way of getting the correct solution. Thank you for joining this live stream. Even though nobody joined, but I think I just did 3 hours. How long was this thing? Okay, an hour plus. I think I just wasted this time because nobody joined. But I believe Some of you will come back later to watch after classes. So thank you for watching thus far. Thank you for watching thus far. Is Mr. Karampo there? Mr. Karampo.
Yeah, it is.
Are you there?
Yes, no, he just speaks.
Okay, let me go. Okay, thank you for watching. Just your face. Just come to front. Hi. No, not the camera. This one.
Okay, this is oh Jesus.
Um, thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. If okay, let me just, I wanted to go for 200 level, but I'm not going for 100 level, so let me just not do the 200 level mass for now. So thanks for watching and God bless you. See you tomorrow where we'll solve for test 2, which I'm sure most of you have heard of question 15, but I've gotten two short methods that work question 15. So you can just pick your poison and whichever one your course tell you to learn it. And I'll break everything down for test 2. So I pray you join, I pray you come. Thank you so much for your participation. I'm going to leave the live stream running. This is my dad just joined. Invite them to subscribe and do the blowing. It's not. Right, I'll keep the live stream running so that I'm through clearing everything. But thank you for watching. If you have any review on how the next one should be, please drop it down and I will make the videos better. Next one will be test 2. If you wish for this thing, what do you call it? Another subject, please drop it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh God. Time for Sakura. Thanks. Oh God. Okay, that's question. That's what's going on, so but there's no problem. Yes, just now. I'm very sure. Just it's the only statement that would possibly say it. In the last 2 years, still 57 followers only. And still they try 2 years now, like people are supposed to be in millions. Francis has how many? Francis has like 20 something K. He said he started just this like by the time he graduated from secondary school. How many months was that?
TikTok and YouTube, not the same thing. And YouTube. There are more people on YouTube. Nigeria, so most of Nigeria now.
It was YouTube, guy. What are you doing YouTube? YouTube is good for learning.
On TikTok, you don't know those like
Inventing. I see videos now. I see videos.
how do you think you should do this video? Like,
Always this on this an hours now. It's still recording, so that's 1 hour 20 minutes.
when I came here and this guy was sitting down, we were recording.
I was still recording, yes.
Yeah, I think.
Please help me invite your friends to watch. It's going to be on my YouTube channel, IgweMatics. Invite them to watch. IgweMatics. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. In case they still won't have any question, please they should meet me in person or comment it down. I'll answer them in the comment or even in person, anyone. Thank you.